Hello everyone. In our last section, we learned about how to work with Yi2 framework cache components. Let's move on to the fifth section of this course, i.e. additional storages for cache and sessions. As usual, PHP stores all session data in files. That is absolutely enough for most websites. But if you develop a high-loaded web application, file storage may slow down your application. So you should consider other storages for your session and cache data. In this section, we will look at the most interesting of them. In particular, we will use the database as storage for cache and session data. Then we will take a look at memcached as storage. And finally, we will try to use Redis as storage for session and cache data. Now, let's have a look at video 5.1, changing Highload session storage to database. Sometimes, if you have a lot of visitors for your web application, you need to add more front-end servers to your hardware configuration. Thus, you need some shared storage for sessions and cache. Files is not the choice anymore. However, our database will help us to resolve this problem. You can configure your database as shared storage for front-end servers. You don't need to install other software to your servers. All that we need is already installed. So, what should we do? Fortunately, with Yi2 framework components, we can move sessions and cache storages to databases with just a few lines of code. We'll create a table for sessions in the database and configure our web application to use it. Then we'll create a table for cache data and change configs to use it. After that, we'll update our page and the job is done. Let's have a look at www.yiframework.com/doc2.0 Yi Web DB session. Here is Yi2 component, which will perform the magic of using database as storage for sessions. Feel free to read all the details if you need anything specific. First of all, we need to create a table in our database manually. Using the provided SQL code, see $session table property. Let's do that. We copy it, paste it into SQL text field, and click the Go button. Great. Now we need to change configuration of session component to DB session to use the database as session storage. Copy the required code on the web page and paste it into the config file. Yes, that is all we need to do to move our sessions to database. Moving cache storage to database is very similar to what we did just now. All we need is described at www.yiframework.com/doc2.0 Yi caching DB cache web page. Do have a look at all the details. At the very beginning, we need to create a table for cache in our database manually. So, we copy the SQL code at the web page, see $cache table property, and paste it into SQL text field, then press the Go button. Cool, exactly what we need. And now, to move cache storage to the database, we need to change only a few code lines in config file. We change file cache to dbcache, class name for cache component. That's amazing. Save the code. Now let's refresh our user profile page and have a look at the logs. All the session data and cache is stored in the database now. Well done! We have 57 items in the log, and 39 queries to the database instead of 4 beforehand. But if we update the page again, we will see just 10 queries. Now our cache and sessions can be shared between several front-end servers, and our high-load web application is more stable. The job is done successfully. Well, that's all for this video. In this video, we moved storage sessions and cache to the database and checked how the web application works now. In the next video, we will see how to move sessions and cache storage to Memcache. See you soon.